All right, let's talk about something that should be on every innovator's mind. We're going to dive into how you can protect your organization's future, your biggest ideas from being accidentally leaked to the entire world through AI. Your research and development team is busy creating tomorrow's breakthroughs, but is all that hard work actually staying under wraps? Let's find out. And just a quick heads up before we really get into it, all the information we're covering here today is pulled straight from Chapter 10 of a tutorial by Virtualization Options LLC. So let me ask you something. Imagine your team is right on the edge of a huge, game-changing discovery. But what if, without you even realizing it, all the little clues about that discovery are already scattered all over the internet, just waiting for an AI to piece them together for one of your competitors? That's the exact risk we're going to unpack today. I want you to think of your R&D department as the literal innovation engine of your company. It's the powerhouse that drives your future growth, that carves out your competitive advantage, and really, it defines where you're going next. So protecting this engine isn't just a basic security task. It's about protecting your entire future. So what exactly do we mean by AI exposure? Well, it's what happens when all those sensitive details, your future plans, your test results, your secret sauce, get vacuumed up into these massive data sets that are used to train AI models. And once that info's in there, it can be pulled out, analyzed, and served up to anyone who asks. And yeah, that includes your rivals. So how in the world does this actually happen? It's usually not some dramatic, malicious hack. The ways this information gets out there are often just the result of doing normal, everyday business. So let's take a look at these pathways. The main culprits are probably things you're already doing. Academic papers, they're fantastic for attracting top talent and building your reputation, but they also scream your research focus from the rooftops. Patent applications, they're designed to protect you, but to get that protection, you have to lay out your invention in excruciating detail. And partnerships? Well, they're essential for innovation, but they mean sharing sensitive stuff with outsiders. And this slide just nails the core problem, doesn't it? It's the classic innovator's dilemma. On one side, you have to be open, you have to publish and collaborate to get the best people and secure your patents. But on the other side, you need to be secretive to keep that competitive edge. Every single R&D leader is walking this tightrope every day. The whole patent process is a perfect example of this in action. The moment you file a patent, the clock starts ticking. For the first 18 months, it's confidential. But then, boom, at month 18, the application is published for the entire world to see. And all that rich technical data becomes a permanent part of the training data for every AI model from then on. Okay, so the information is definitely out there. The next logical question has to be, how do I find out what an AI already knows about my company's plans? And the answer is surprisingly simple, really. You have to ask it. Now, we're not just talking about typing in a simple question. This is more like being a detective. You have to be strategic about it, crafting very specific prompts that encourage the AI to connect the dots from all those different public sources. You're trying to reveal the full picture that it's already built of your R&D strategy. Here's a great place to start. A broad question like this forces the AI to look everywhere, publications, press releases, even job postings, to summarize your key areas of focus. I mean, think about it. If an AI can accurately list your top 3 research projects, you have to assume your competitors can too. This next prompt gets a bit more specific, focusing on things that have been explicitly mentioned in public. The real hidden danger here is that an AI is brilliant at connecting seemingly random comments from different people at conferences or in interviews and piecing together a project roadmap you never, ever intended to share. And this prompt is where it gets really powerful. Here, you're basically telling the AI to act like a competitive intelligence analyst. You're asking it to sift through all those dense technical documents to tell you what it thinks your strategic direction is. This is like having an AI reverse engineer your entire long-term strategy and just hand it over to anyone who asks. Finding out your exposure level is step 1. And yeah, it can be a little unnerving. But step 2 is the most important part, building a defense. So let's look at some real actionable strategies to protect that innovation engine we were talking about earlier. Okay, so the source material lays out 4 really solid strategies. First, be smart about timing. Don't talk about research publicly until your IP is locked down. Second, tone down the detail in your job postings. They can reveal way too much about your tech and your direction. Third, Every single academic publication needs to go through a strict review process, no exceptions. And finally, you have to actively monitor what your own researchers and your partners are saying out in the open. When you boil it all down, it really comes down to this one simple idea. Protection isn't about locking everything away in a vault. It's about making conscious, strategic choices. For every single piece of research, you have to stop and decide, should we publicize this to get great talent? Should we patent it, knowing it will become public? Or is this a core trade secret that we need to protect above all else? So we'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. Thanks to AI's incredible ability to connect the dots across huge amounts of public data, your innovation pipeline is more visible today than ever before. The only real question left is, who's listening?